welcome to the series of Microsoft Azure. In the previous videos of this series, we have seen how to create an account, Azure account, and start free trial. Then we have seen how to create SQL database server and configure from the SQL Server Management Studio and the Azure Data Studio, which is the SQL Server client. And next, we have seen Azure Cognitive Search or the Azure AI Search. And I introduced Azure Azure Datasource, Azure Search Index, and the Search Indexers. And we created a demo app by using the Azure Cognitive AI Search. Next, we have seen how to create the SQL PaaS tables, platform as a service tables, and view and the store procedure from the SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. You can check the link of the full playlist in the upper right corner. Today we will use those view, the view we created in the previous video, and we'll create the data source by using this view. Next, we will create the Azure Cognitive Search Index, which will contain all the columns of the view as fields, and then we'll create a Azure Search Indexer with the data source and the index. I have already given a brief introduction of the Azure Data Source, Azure Search Index, and the Indexer in the video of Azure AI Search. You can check the link of the video in the upper right corner. So we can start with our Azure Data Source with the table with the view we created. So in the previous video, we created this table, the customer tables with the customer ID, customer name, and the customer email. Then we created the sales table, sales ID, customer, where is the customer ID is the reference to the customers, and we have the row version column and the soft delete column. And next, we created this view by joining this sales and the customers by taking the columns of this view. We'll create the Azure Search Index today. So if I show you the data inside our view, so you can see we have 100 rows in the view and we have the data. So now I will go to the Azure portal and start creating the data source with this view. So this is the portal, Azure portal, and I will go to the resource group. I created the resource group HTML demo, and inside resource group, we have the SQL Server and the SQL database. This SQL Server. So in the Azure portal, please search the Azure AI Search, and from the Azure AI Search, you will be redirected to the create search service. So you have to create search service. So I have already created a video how to create the search service and the AI search. You can check the link in the upper right corner. So here I am creating a new one, which is the name is HTML demo search service HTML, and the pricing tier is the free, and the scale we have we have one scaling, and I will review and create this. Now it's successfully created. Now if I go to the home, I can see the search service. If I go inside the search service, you can see we have the indexes, indexer, and the data source. So first I will create the data source, and then we'll click on the add data source. In the add data source, our data source will be the SQL database, Azure SQL database, and the name will be our database HTML demo. And from the connection string, I choose the existing connection string. So we have this HTML demo, and if I click on it, I have to provide my username and the password. And I have to make the test connection, and you can see the connection validated. Now I can find the tables. You can see the sales customer and the sales customer view, whatever we have here. So I will pick the sale customer view, and I have the track deletion column, soft delete using the custom metadata. Our soft delete column will be this soft delete. and the delete marker will be the 1. So basically, whatever row uh, in our table, cell tables, will be marked as uh, 1, will be soft deleted and will be ignored by this Azure AI search. So it will not appear in the search if it's marked as 1. Then I have to track changes. So basically, in the context of Azure data sources and indexing within Azure search, a soft delete column typically refers to a column in your data source that indicates whether a record has been deleted without physically removing it from the dataset. Instead of hard deletion, where the data is permanently removed, a soft delete column usually contains a flag or value that signify whether a record is active or deleted. When configuring an Azure search indexer to populate an index from the data source that includes a soft delete column, you can leverage this column to manage the visibility of records in the search index. By considering the soft delete column during indexation, you can control which records are marked as deleted in the search index without removing them entirely. This approach often involves filtering out records marked as deleted or inactive based on the value present in the soft delete column. Next, we have the track changes, and we have the high watermark column. So high watermark column will be our row version column here, which is the timestamp. So basically, the high watermark column in Azure data sources, especially in the context of uh, Azure search indexer, refers to a column used to track changes or updates in the data source since the last indexing operation. This column helps the indexer identify new, modify, or the deleted records within the data source during subsequent indexing runs. When setting up an Azure search indexer, you can specify how high watermark column, which typically contains value that increase or changes as new data gets added or existing data gets updated. Here, our high watermark column is the row version column, which is actually the timestamp whenever a row is updated in our sales table. So the row version of value will be updated, and the Azure search indexer can pull the changes during the indexer run. So basically, during the indexer run, indexer compares the value in the high watermark column of the data source with the previous recorded high watermark value. If then identifies records with the values greater than the recorded high watermark, indicating new or the updated data. So our high watermark column will be the row version. That's it. We will save the data source, and our data source saved. Now I will go to the data source, and if I refresh it, I can find the HTML demo. Next, I will create the index. You can create by the JSON and also create from the UI, add index. Basically, here we have the ID. So I will put the index name as the HTML demo sales data or sales, and I will update this ID. This is the key basically. So our key will be the sales ID. If I go to the view, so we have the sales ID. Here we have the sales ID. And it will be the filterable, sortable, fetchable, and searchable. I explained those attributes, the filterable, sortable, fetchable, and searchable in the video of the Azure AI search. So basically, filterable means we can filter by these fields, and we can just order the our search results by the sales ID. And searchable, we can search our results by the sales ID. And the fetch tables attribute associated with the fields within an index determine whether a field can be used for fetch state navigation during search operations. So I'll save it. Next, I have the field customer ID. and it will also be retrievable, filterable, sortable, fetchable, and the searchable. Next we have the customer name. It will be same. By the same way, I will add all the columns in the view. And for the sales date we can search by the date, so it will be retrievable, filterable, and we can search by date, but we can't sort. We can sort by date, so it will be, but we can't search by date. Soft delete row version, we don't need the row version. The soft delete I will remain, but anyway it will be always 0. The soft delete with mark 1 will always be ignored by the search index. And it will be just retrievable. Now I will create the index. So you can see our index created. Next I will create the indexer. So indexer basically used to extract data from the external data sources like the SQL database from the view and populate an Azure search index with that data automatically. So I will create that indexer. And the name will be the HTML demo cell indexer. And index will be whatever we created just now. Right now the HTML demo cells, and the data source will be the HTML demo, our SQL database. The skill set, we don't need any skill set. Other than these fields I will leave as it is, whatever, and I will save. You can see the Azure index is successfully created. Now if I go to the execution history, so there is no history. If I refresh it, you can see the success. 100 stocks it's pulled successfully. We have the 100 rows in the view, you can see. Now if I go to the search, from the index I will perform the search, and will show we are getting the results or not. So first I will do wildcards all search. So it's applied the skip 50, and you can see our data, the customer 70, customer 80, customer 50, all the data you can see. And the soft delete we have the false. You can perform the various search by the JSON view. You can, here is the search star, you can perform the count, and true, it will give you the count of the total records. You can see that count is 100. And you can also use this API from the Postman to get the data, so I'll show you later. You can do wildcard search by this one star, and we can see the results. So 61, you can see the sales ID 18, customer ID with 18, sales ID 1, sales ID 11, 13, whatever start with 1, the customer ID. So in the search, if you mentioned, it will search, but in if you didn't mention, it will pick all the searchable fields, and so try to search with which start with 1. So you will get the records of the starts with 1. Here the sales ID and customer ID starts with 1. Here the sales ID, customer ID. Here the customer ID start with 1, like this. And you can do more search like 10, it will get only the 10 and 100, I think. 7, sales ID 10, and the customer ID 10, customer ID 10, You can get the customer ID 10 and the sales ID 100 and the sales ID 10. 7 records. You can perform the search by the single field like the customer name customer 7. If I search it, and you get the 5 results here, the customer 7s. We have the 5 results, and uh, we can cross check with our view. So if I query the view, so if I execute this query, so you can see we have the 5 results which have the sales ID 10, 26, 27, 73 and 94. We can cross check here. We have also here the 5 records. We have the sales ID 10, 26, 27, 73 and the 94. It's matching. You can perform the whole search by the search sale ID 100 or whatever the sales ID 100, and search mode will be any. If I search, so I will get the one count here, the sale ID 100, which has the customer 4. Solve delete false. Now I will make some of the rows as soft deleted, and we'll check whether the index ignore those results and not showing in our search results. So for the customer 7, the results, the 5 results, I will mark the soft deleted. We have the 5 results here. If I see here, we have the 5 results, and I will mark this as soft deleted. So I can check, I can perform this query. So you can please follow or observe the row version. We have 7D, E7E, 7EF, 81. So it will be changed if I update anything in the rows. So I am going to update the soft delete where it is customer ID 7. So if I execute it, it's updated. Now if I check the same query, you can see the row version, it's updated. Now I will go to the Azure search index and trigger the Azure search index run so that it can pick the changes. So if I go to the indexer and if I run it, you can see it's 5 documents success. So the 5 documents have changed the row version column. That's why it's picking those 5 documents, update the index. Now I will perform the search with the customer 7. So it's coming now. So it shouldn't come because we add the values of delete as the 1, but it's coming as the string. So it will be the true in the data source. We have to update the data source. So if I go to the data source, and we have here the soft delete as it will be true. And now if I save it, and next we have to reset the indexer to pick up the changes. So I will reset it. Reset, and if I run again, you can see it's doc succeeded 100. Now I will go to the index, and now you can see we don't have any value with the customer 7. And if I put the search mode any and count true, you can see with whatever query we are performing here from the Azure search index from the portal.azure.com, we can perform same from the Postman also. So I will show you how you can perform this from the Postman. Just go to the our Azure search service. In Azure search service, you will have these settings, the keys. You need the API keys. Here we have the manage admin keys and the manage query keys. The query keys is sufficient for read-only operation like search queries. So I will copy the query keys from here, and I will go to the Postman, and the request will be post, and the endpoint will be like this, your search service name. You can get the search service name from here. If you go to the index And if you perform any search, you can pick it from here, the search service name from up to the windows.net. Next, we have the indexes and the index name, whatever index name we have, and next slash search, and the query will be, the query params will be the API version, this one you can put. I will also give you this link in the descriptions of the video. And in the body, if I provide the search sales ID 100, the same we can have here. So if I send, and you can see we have the results one count and the same results as we have from the Azure portal. You can also perform the filter and the ordering. You can do a multiple search with the same fields by the sales ID 100 and the sales ID 99. If I search this, so we have the two results with the sales ID 99 and the sales ID 100. And also perform with the different fields. This is basically the comma is basically the or sales ID 100 or the sales amount 859.80. So if I search here, so you can see we have the sales amount, but the sales ID is 70 and we have the sales ID 100. Same we can check from here. And you can see we have the sales ID 17 and the 100. Next we will perform the filter. The same search, if you want to do with the filter, we can do it like this: the sale ID equal to 100 and the count 2. It will give me the same result, the data count 1 and the sales ID with 1. You can perform the OR operation like this: the sale ID equal to 100, the sales amount is 678.64. So you'll get the results, the sales ID 100 and the sales amount 678.104. And if we perform same with the AND, we won't be able to get any data, as we don't have the sales amount. Sales ID 100 don't have the sales amount. We can perform the not equal to 100 by using the same, and you will get all the results except the 100. So if I check with the sale ID, you can get, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all, but don't have. And you can see it's ordering by the sales ID. So if I go to the end, we have the sales ID 53, but don't have the sale ID 100. Here you can order by the sales ID ascending order, and you can apply the top and skip. So basically the top parameter specify the maximum number of search results to be returned in a single request. It allows you to limit the number of results returned to the top in documents that match the search criteria, and the skip parameter indicates the number of search results to skip before returning the remaining results. It enables the pagination by skipping the specified number of documents in the result set. So I am searching the top 100, skip 0, and I am excluding the sale 100, and I am doing the sales ID ascending order. By default, actually, Azure search skip 50 documents. So if I apply it, you can see we have the 94 counts. Basically, the 5 counts we have the soft delete marker, and the one column, one record we excluded. So here you can see the sales 1, and next the sales ID 11 and 12 like this, and we have at the end the 99. And we can perform same in the descending order. So if I perform same in the descending order, so you can see with sales ID 99, it's actually is at the topmost. and we have the 98 like this. And we can also do same with the customer name also. So if I order by customer name, it will be the customer 9 will be the first one, and then we have the customer 8 like this. And if I do ascending order, customer 1, if I skip one, it will skip the first one, the cell ID 24. So you can see the cell ID 24 skipped and the second one comes up. So you can perform the offset and limit and the pagination with the top and skip. And with the order by, you can do sortings and you can do filter search, and you can do also the count. So you can perform all the things without write any API by using the Azure search. Okay. We have seen the Azure search index, indexer, and the data source also. I hope you like the video. Please, if you like the video, please hit the like button, and please share the video, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.